Picture this. A pirate ship, the Sea Serpent, reeking of rum and regret. Captain Morgan, looking like a sack of potatoes in a tricorn hat, tries to command respect with mashed turnip on his face. His attempt at authority is more toddler tantrum than terror of the seas. Bosun John, oblivious to the salted fish in his beard, lobs stale bread and hits the parrot, Polly, who promptly falls off her perch. The deck is chaos. Cabbages bounce, biscuits clatter, and Morgan slips on grog, legs flailing like an overturned beetle. You almost feel sorry for him, almost. The mayhem? All over the last piece of salted pork, grown men, hardened sea dogs, reduced to a food fight. Bosun John finally dislodges the fish, only to trip over the parrot and land in bilge water. The smell could knock out a shark. This is piracy? More like a floating nursery for idiots. The air is thick with flying food and bruised egos. Captain Morgan whimpers, dignity lost somewhere between the gravy and the grog. You wonder how humanity survived this long. It's a miracle, honestly, and this is just another day at sea. Lady Hamilton watches from the quarterdeck, wine in hand, smirking at the chaos below. She calls out, My, Captain, such a display of masculine prowess. I haven't seen this much flailing since a fish on a hot rock. The crew grunts, missing the joke entirely. She surveys the mess. Bosun John, do be careful. It must be exhausting thinking about both breathing and walking. He looks up, seaweed on his head, thinking it's a compliment. Captain Morgan, dripping with turnip and shame, bellows, This is a mutiny! Lady Hamilton raises an eyebrow. A mutiny, Captain? Or just a disagreement over catering? I've seen more organized chaos at a village fete. At least they have a tombola. You lot just have scurvy and poor hygiene. She turns to the horizon. Let me know when you're done playing with your food. There are islands to plunder. Or we could see who can get a potato furthest up their nose. The silence is deafening, broken only by the captain scraping mashed vegetables off his coat. She's got them wrapped around her little finger and they're too thick to notice. The men stare, defeated. Lady Hamilton's wit sails right over their heads. She's the only one with any sense on this ship. The pirates, meanwhile, are left to stew in their own incompetence. She walks away, leaving them in stunned silence. The power dynamic is clear. Lady Hamilton 1, Pirates 0. The ship drifts on, a mess of egos and mashed turnip. Meanwhile, on the HMS Beagle, young Charles Darwin scribbles in his notebook, surrounded by beetles and books. Observation: the male of the species, across many genera, is prone to loud, pointless displays to impress females, who remain unimpressed. He sketches 2 bighorn sheep headbutting. Utterly exhausting, he mutters. He jokes about celibacy, then crosses it out. No, that's nonsense. Without this pantomime, the species would vanish. Nature relies on the male's ego and the female's patience, a fragile, effective system. Darwin glances at his finches. They squabble over seeds, not salted pork. There's dignity in that. He peers out the porthole at the endless blue. Fascinating, he whispers, and profoundly silly. The human condition summed up in a single sigh. He prefers the company of his specimens. They make more sense than pirates. The world outside is chaos. In here, it's just science. Darwin closes his notebook, content with his quiet observations. Sometimes it's better to watch than to join the fray. Restless, Darwin examines a jarred barnacle. Hermaphrodites. No need for all this courtship nonsense. He imagines a world run by barnacles, quiet, still, and probably dull. Next, he studies a duck's reproductive diagram. A corkscrew? Nature's just showing off now. He laughs, picturing a committee deciding on absurd anatomy. His mind drifts to the anglerfish, the male, a tiny parasite, fusing with the female, nature's idea of commitment. He imagines explaining this at a dinner party. The horror. Nature's sense of humor is dark, he decides. Men, women, barnacles, ducks. A planet full of bizarre arrangements all stumbling toward procreation. Darwin strokes his chin, pondering if there's any real pattern or if the creator was just improvising. Maybe it's all a cosmic joke. He puts away his specimens, curiosity satisfied for now. The world is full of oddities and he's just scratching the surface. Science, he thinks, is stranger than fiction. He smiles at the absurdity of it all. Even barnacles have it figured out better than pirates. Darwin returns to his notes, grateful for the order of science. The mysteries of nature are endless and endlessly weird. Darwin, answering nature's call, retreats to his cramped commode, his sanctuary. As he contemplates life, a strange scratching comes from below. He leans in, curious, when suddenly a jet of seawater erupts, soaking him. Stunned, trousers down, he stares into the bowl. A crab, pincers waving, looks back as if to say, "What's your problem?" Darwin, man of science, is now in a standoff with a toilet crab. There's no chapter for this in On the Origin of Species. He grabs a bucket, preparing to evict his unexpected guest. It's a low point even for a man who pickles insects for fun. The indignity is staggering. He wonders about the statistical odds of this encounter. Science can't explain everything, he realizes. Sometimes life is just absurd. He sighs, resigned to the weirdness of the world. Even Darwin isn't immune to nature's pranks. Back on the Sea Serpent, the food fight is over, replaced by groans and sticky misery. Captain Morgan, hoarse and humiliated, orders the crew to clean up the mess. No one moves. They're too busy nursing minor injuries and wounded pride. Bosun John struggles with a herring stuck in his nostril. Lady Hamilton, amused, shakes her head. Perhaps next time, John, avoid tactical warfare with the ship's rations. A lone fiddler plays a mournful tune as the sun sets. The pirates, covered in food, look more like losers at a children's party than fearsome marauders. The silence is heavy with the smell of stale rum and failure. Lady Hamilton surveys the scene, a faint smile on her lips, then heads to her cabin. The men don't even look up, defeated by their own stupidity and a well-aimed turnip. As darkness falls, the ship drifts, a monument to masculine folly. The night is long and tomorrow promises more nonsense. The Sea Serpent floats on, aimless and absurd. The pirates lick their wounds none the wiser. To be continued.